Welcome back, everybody. Here we go again. Y pipe. Oh shit. The worst possible spawn. Fucking airfield. Good spawn for weapons, bad spawn to gear up. Some form of cover. Sort our lives out. I need food quite quickly, so that's going to be our first problem of many. I like spawning down in a town. At least you've got a chance to gear. But here it's a little bit temperamental, isn't it? We're pushing those tents. Try and gear up, and then we'll get out of here. The best spawn is the one near altar. Probably this is one of the worst spawns. It feels like it's going to be a blessing in disguise, but it really isn't. Ammo's at 54. Right, let's move on. Right, let's sort our lives out. What have we got? Ammo, ammo, AK suppressor, landmine, new kit to build up, car 15, and an SKS. I'd say we did all right. Here's the chat. Give me a second. I need to just work that out. This might be local chat. Options, controls, keyboard. Sorted. Z. Okay. There comes the airstrike. So I don't know what the plan is today. I think we're just going to run around this disco. Obviously, the more geared up we get, the more we'll think about surviving. What the fuck? I need to make my way down south, but I need to be clear of the airfield first. Hi Paul. Hi Ryan. Oh, it's live now, so it's ready to go, Ryan. my new creation. That's a good way of putting it, thank you. I spawned at the airfield, which was shit, for getting starting loot, but we have come away with a car and SKS. It is looking nice though. This whole just long grass and that's it. With all the edits on the map. It looks really good. Desperately need food and water. Well, not desperately, but you know what I mean. Dayz desperate. Yellow. So we're going to swing round and then start moving south so we can gear up. That's the aim anyway. Oh, and I just got an airdrop on me. As I was leaving the airfield, in came an airstrike. Just to add to my woes. People interested in playing the server, there should be information on the screen coming up now. No map at the moment either. And even when you get a map, you can't mark it till you find a pen. Just to add to everyone's issues. Yeah, it can be a problem. You can increase your FPS. There's certain things you can do in the code. It's worth looking it up if you really want to play Dayz. I'm guessing you're playing on PC. But just do a search for how to increase my FPS. There are certain tweaks you can do in the code to increase it. Oh, here we go. Water's a problem. Now, maybe there's a well in this town. Certainly a church, which is good. I mean, I'm lucky I'm playing on a good graphics card. I get that, and a good processor, and lots of RAM. But I've tried to optimise this server so it doesn't hurt too much for lesser specs. I realise not everyone has a top of the range PC to play on. But everything I do increases FPS. You know, every mod I put in, sorry, decreases FPS. The long grass decreases FPS. The extra stuff I put around buildings without a player. No. So it's a balancing act all the time. We've got a weapons mod on here, but I wouldn't put in anything more than that. Obviously, because I've got this nice little car 15 on here at the moment, and a few other bits and pieces you find. But Dayz is an old game. It's old code. Whereas Armour 3's had the upgrade now to work with multi-cores, we still haven't had it. So it's only using one core. And it uses that badly. It's, in best case, it's 13-year-old code. Worst case, there's stuff in here that goes back to Flashpoint. Which is, was that 25? Roughly? $22, $23, $20 years old? Something along there. Right, see if we can find ourselves a priest. Need a priest and a well, but a priest to start with would be useful. And a coat would be nice as well. Don't know where the well is in here. There's a priest. We are somewhere down there, right? Do we have a well? Yes, we do. Come along this road, turn up there. Where is he? Hello there, you alright? How's life? Go on, give me some food, you bitch. Trying to locate the well. Currently. Not by bore. Well, should be here. There she is. Now we need food. Is this just wipe day for this server, or is everything getting wiped? We have wiped. We wiped in the last week, so the server is now live. The wipe went live an hour ago. So everyone's starting again now. And I don't know what will happen with 1.29. I'm hoping I won't have to wipe. But you just don't know till it happens. Now we need to find food. Apple trees might be our best bet, actually, because of the lack of food in the game. Rotten. So worst case scenario, that'll do. That's ready to go. Close that one. Throw that one away. Yeah, I get it. I get it. They don't write the mods, so it's not their concern. Timmy found nails. Back to the well we go. Right, we need food again. We'll research these trees on the off chance we're lucky. Do. That was a good find. And then we'll get out of this town. More use than that. Fuck, two of them. You can, with a little bit of work, play it in single player mode. If you reach out to me on the Discord, what I can do is send you instructions of how you can run it offline. It isn't overly difficult to do. Obviously, it is only single player and it is only vanilla. You can add mods if you wish to, but you need, obviously, internet to do that. But basically, you set up your own private LAN, and then only you connect to it. So you build an offline server that only you connect to. On PC. So you can play Livonia, Chernarus, etc. Yeah, it is. I use it for testing stuff. I have an offline setup. Just alter about 3 lines of code and put a command code in, and then you run it, and you can connect and play offline. I don't think it's officially a thing, but it's something people have worked out how to make work, so it can be done. I just can't really explain it over the chat. I'd need to send you some code and some instructions. Probably a video with somebody on YouTube. If you just do a search on YouTube for Dayz single player, PC single player, there's plenty of videos that will explain how to do it. That's okay. I mean, it's not a solution as in no internet, but it's a solution as you can still play Dayz on PC. It is single player. There's nobody else in there. At least you can run around in vanilla and do your own thing. You can still base build, still search for stuff. So if I'm building a server and I need to test something, it's a way of me testing. I don't like having multiple mods on it, but I have maybe one mod loaded. Just living off bloody apples. No good. Mouse and keyboard, yeah. Yeah, no, and that makes sense, actually. Doing it in single player mode gives you a chance to get used to how things are done slightly differently. If you're not used to it, I couldn't play controller, so I understand the pain. I mean, I can hardly play single keyboard and mouse. Yeah, yeah. So learning single player mode would make sense. One in the pond down here, isn't there? Deal with him before he deals with me. 556. You got a butt on it? Yes, it has. need to find a better source of food. That's for sure. Oh. I heard a sheep. Let's sort my life out ready for it. So I'm going to need gloves. Rip some clothes up. We don't need that. We do need that. We do need that. Let's switch these around though. Any other mags? There's a mag. Fine. Ammo. Military battery. Spare rags. Merge those. Purify them again. That's done. Water's there. I'd like to swap those two ranks. I'm weird like that. We'll eat these apples. Keep hunting. Like I'm Welsh. With this long grass, it's easier said than done. One piece of fat for a gun cleaning kit, and we need meat because we can't live on apples alone. Go to the S. We'll go to the AK, the M4. Somewhere in here, aren't they? Wish the grass would spawn in at a greater distance. Shame that it won't, but that's a limitation of Dayz. It means visually for me it looks amazing, but for anyone at distance they'll still see me. But it means for content creators it looks good. gone. Probably do another half an hour of the stream, then I'll stop for lunch and I'll come back on this afternoon, guys. Obviously we have just gone live, so for a few days I'll be playing this quite religiously when I get an opportunity to. Somewhere down near Corona, aren't we? With there. I can't mark the map at the moment. Oh, missed Corona. Okay. We'll push that way. Until I get a pen, no map markings will work. After Christmas, it will be 5 years. But remember, a lot of that has been web development. So all the time that I'm building a server, it counts within the hours. So the fact that I've got like thousands of hours, I've still got thousands of hours in the game, but also I've got thousands of hours in building servers. So all the time that I'm in a server plotting stuff and building stuff and testing stuff all counts towards your hours. But I'll be 6,000 hours within a few weeks, I suppose. Probably. Something like that. I think, can't remember what Steam says. But about 5 years. Yeah, ish. And we're doing about 1,200 hours a year. Probably slightly more now that I can make servers and we can build something different. Go back to Corona and then we'll cut up from Corona, because at least I know where I'm going then. I'm not going to get lost and walk into the middle of the MC. Yeah. But it takes the first 100 hours just to learn how to find water. And then about 100 hours to learn how to fish and live off the land. It's not easy. And then you come on servers like this where I nerf the loot and you're like, where's it all gone? Hi, Matthew. Let me just deal with this dead and then I'll read your message. Not been around for a while, hope you're well. What's the plan? Still looking for that altar thing place. Sleep. Yeah, the moon thing is sleep. This is a fresh wipe of my own server. Oh, we'll take that. Let's just get into a shed bandage. And we just went live like an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. So everyone's just coming on and starting again. So currently I'm after a shoulder bag and a rucksack, really, and some more clothing to turn into Bandages. A quad bike would be nice because there's quad bikes on this server. How's life with you? I didn't have too much of a hard time after my first couple of lives. I just turned to YouTube. Yeah. It is a hard game though. It's not the hardest. Scum way beats this when it comes to the hardness of survival. I love Scum as well. Massive Scum fan. Don't even know where I'm going to aim to live this wipe. We've got 2 new building mechanics. We've got hunting cabins that we can make, and we've got ISO containers that we can deploy. Saw a quad earlier on your 13-hour prior video and just saw you crash. How's life? Still homeless in the wilderness. More to say, but essay won't be permitted in chat. Oh, I'm sorry. Difficult. Life can be really difficult. Yeah, no. Having the quad is quite nice on here. We don't have a lot of them spawn, and they spawn without a spark plug now, so you need to find a spark plug. But it can make life a little bit easier. And because we now run the server as a duo server, it means that the quad will take 2 people. We might go for a castle. No, we did a castle build 2 wipes ago. I've got an idea of where I could live. I've got an idea of which house as well, but... Now, do we search the... We searched the little house on the the food stall, and that's about as far in, so we don't need any hunting rifles. We've got an SK. So this little food stall will search, just on the off chance. Chainmail leggings. 8 slots. What's my 12? I'll stay with what I've got, thank you very much. I played some Dayz a bit earlier this year and got very good at it, but then lost my laptop. Don't be sorry, it's just what it is. UK is a tip. So better being in my situation versus being back in the UK. I don't mind the UK. You know, I've been around the world. I like the UK. I understand some people don't. I like it back here. It's each to their own, isn't it? Horses for courses, as my father would have said. Never done a pub build. That could be an interesting build. Building one of these houses. Not this one, but could work. Well, we have done them in the past, but it could be an interesting build. And block off that. Block off that. Door there. Door there. Door here. Door here. Block off. Probably a door there. And live in this bit. Put the flag up in this piece. Could work well. Yeah, I can see why you'd have the fear. I don't naturally agree that you should have a fear, but I see why you have got a fear. Don't take that as a negative. Yeah, I'm pro-Israel, but I don't talk politics or religion on the server for obvious reasons. You know, it divides us all. So we allow 15 code locks. You're probably better off having 15 doors rather than having an escape route which is easier to get through just by raiding 1 or 4 doors than everything else. Pub builds are quite nice because you've got a big fireplace in them, so it makes cooking easy. But if I get myself a quad and the right resources, then actually it's not massively needed. I can do things without. We do need a rucksack desperately. And food. Even though we don't need it at the moment, we will soon enough. We're sort of making our way slowly back towards the south, so we can at least sort some of our gear out. And I want to see if things are spawning correctly. No, we don't have a trader on this server. Everything on this server is you find in the world, which I quite like doing now. Make it feel like the end of the world. Apart from the quads, which are modern, everything else is like the world has ended, and that's on purpose. I wanted that feeling. The trouble is with a trader is people just buy their way to victory. The well here somewhere. And I've changed it now with the maps, so you need to have a pen to be able to write on your map, which is nice. A bit more realistic again. You can hit M and get your map up, you don't have to hold it in your hand, but to be able to put a marker on it, you need a pen. Well, it's about there. Work out where I am. I'm here somewhere. Yeah. And obviously I've made the grass longer. Drink our fill and refill. Yeah, that's good. I prefer that. Makes it more playable and achieving. I also found that being out in the homeless in the wilderness, I see the stars often and playing Dayz. The stars are accurate. Oh, they are. You can map read using the stars in Dayz. It's because it's based on armor, and it all comes from armor code. It's nice though. It's nice that they've done that. Heli crash. That's tempting, you know. It's not too far away. Have to find the smoke. That was a fairly good search. That's the cow, and that's mostly night, you know, and I was seeing the stars. There was a group called Crown, shaped like a crown, so I instantly knew my way east to west. It was funny. It's amazing, isn't it? When a game replicates real life. A friend of mine, his father lives in the Pacific Northwest, and when he plays the Pacific Northwest map on Dayz, he's like, oh, I've been to that supermarket, or I've been to that shop, or I've run along this road. It's amazing. I love it. Yeah, the moon thing, I like having a sleep mechanic in the game. Makes you have to think about things differently. And you sleep better at night next to a fire on a sleeping bag with dry clothes and a full belly. And you can find various things. If you drink cans of drink, it will enhance your... It will give you like a little energy boost so you don't have to sleep as often. If you run out of sleep, you'll fall asleep as you're moving around. You can find an injection of Amphet to give yourself 100% sleep bar again. But do it too much, you become addicted. It's great. And you can find like a knockout drug as well, so you can drug your mates and knock them out to rob them. Maybe not your mates. Yeah, and he said, I beat up the zombie and looted the bus. I've got a weapons pack on here. I've got a few bits and pieces, but mainly quality of life mods. You know, I can rip up clothes with my hands, because that makes sense, or sailors can. You can make a gun cleaning kit from a piece of rope and some fat. Again, it makes sense. In a survival situation, the animal fat plus some way of pulling it through. Also, 6 rags might be actually an animal fat. We'll make a gun cleaning kit. I've got keys and key crates on here. I've got C-130 crashes and alley crashes. I've got air raids. So randomly, it'll pick military towns. You'll hear a siren go off and the place will get bombed. Yes. Loot crates, I think I mentioned already. I've got hunter cabins you can build. Big, like the blue camouflage and everything else, big containers. You can make your own container to live in and code lock the door. What I would call an ISO container in the UK, but I don't know what that's called elsewhere in the world. Literally a container home. The hunter cabin you can upgrade to have a well, to have your own source of water, but it takes a lot of resources to build it. And then I've got normal, rag-based building for normal base building within towns and villages and houses, or building freestanding. raiding via a hacking tablet, which you need to get to end game through a series of crates that you need to jump from crate to crate to get to. So we've got some extra weapon packs on here. This is where I've got my Remington from. Sorry, yeah. Or the car earlier, wasn't it? Increased animals slightly. I've got some suicide zombies. I've got random gas going off inside military areas. Quad bikes, which you've seen on the prior video. And we do it as a duo server now, so you can play as solo or duo. Put long grass in because I like it. I'm controlling the weather, so I've made it tropical, so it gets warmer and warmer all day, and then at 4 o'clock in the afternoon we have a massive thunderstorm and torrential downpours for about 3 hours, and then it's normal calm weather again. So it feels a little bit tropical, and you get a long period of time when it's nice weather. So only 2 guns, but you can multi-carry. You can carry 2 on your back and then 1 in your hands, and then rucksacks. I won't give multi-carry. I don't like 2 guns on your back and a rucksack, but I realise that player base does. I would prefer that we did it only with slings. Otherwise, you force people to carry your hand, because I like the realistic side. In real terms, when I have to pick up 5 rifles at work and move them around, they're heavy. I don't know how people in Dayz carry 10 weapons and run. But I realise I have to get the balance right, because if I make it too hardcore, people won't play it. So it is all about balance. I've made the metal smaller, so it will fit inside various items. Just because I don't give people big rucksacks on here, so it's a way of them carrying metal still. So it's about balance. Well, you... Not very nice zombie, that's what you are. I've set different spawns up, so you spawn around the map outside medical centres. So there's no longer coast spawns, which spaces players out, but also makes for some interesting spawns. So I started off this wipe spawning at Northwest Airfield, which is why I'm nicely geared, weapon-wise. These military batteries are needed for raiding. So these containers here, I've got a thing that you can make them yourself to live in. That's massive. Now the fun starts. They're needed for raiding. So there's hacking tablets that you can get in endgame, and a hacking tablet will hack a code lock and destroy it. And then you put those batteries inside the tablet to make it work. But you can't get the tablet unless you get to the end of my little quest line I've built. But you get batteries throughout the world, so you need to store your batteries ready for when you get to when you complete the quest. Or the loot chests that take you on a little trip around the map, so you can raid people. It forces players to have to store stuff that they've got. Only raiding tools and some weapons, some better weapons and raiding tools, and base building tools, because not everyone's a raider. So code locks, nails, some 338 sniper, and the ability to raid people. And done on purpose because it's a hard fight to get there. And endgame is built in a gas zone. And you don't get the key on the ground. You have to kill a zombie to get the key. And I'm not telling anyone which zombie they have to kill to get the key. Obviously I know, because I wrote the code. But even that's not a guarantee. It's a percentage chance that it will spawn. So you can't. So it's very difficult to farm that zombie to keep getting them. So it's easier to build than it is to raid. Raiding should be seen as something that you've done once you've built a base and you've completed endgame a few times. This long grass is hard work with the Dayz. Just one. Just Chinaris. Dayz flag could do with that for base building, but I'm not there yet. So, and I don't mind dying on a run. Not when we first started off, when I'm just seeing how the server works. happens, isn't it? I got out of it, though. Don't want to flare. Condition. Yeah. Massively. Field vest is probably better than that. That's 20 slots. That's 20 slots. No, it's the same. Okay, I'll stay with this. As I said, guys, I'm going to finish for the stream. I'm going to have some food because it's lunchtime UK time. And then I'll be back on later this afternoon. But thank you for watching. Remember, if you've got a goblin in your sights, miss.